What's the greatest anime transformation in history? Is it Luffy's Gear 5? Naruto's baryon mode? No, obviously it has to be the original, Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z, right? Wrong. It's actually Super Saiyan 100, which as the name implies, is 100 times sicker and doper than the original Super Saiyan. I mean, look at those luscious locks. This is clearly the perfected form of Akira Toriyama's art style and design philosophy. Yeah, this is what we call a fan transformation, created by a shonen fan as part of their fan fiction, or, in the case of Super Saiyan 5, as a legit attempt to trick people into thinking there's more official material they just haven't seen yet. This ridiculous recolor of Super Saiyan 4 with earrings and alien symbols all over his clothes was cooked up by the artist Tablos as a bit of a gaffe, and it actually convinced a ton of Dragon Ball fans back in 1998 that AF was the next series in the franchise following up GT. It all hinges on what makes a good transformation, or at least what people think makes for a good transformation. Obviously, a part of the equation is hype moments and aura. We thought Sage Mode Naruto was sick because he showed up and dunked on Pain, wiping out a few of the paths right out the gate, and Gohan's evolution in the Chimera Ant arc of Hunter x Hunter is practically the definition of aura. He was stunting on Pito so hard he basically altered the art style of the show. His hair raising like 50 feet in the air should have been the dumbest, most cornball shit ever, but was so sick that it straight up didn't matter. And that's the kind of sauce fan artists latch onto when they try and create their own transformations. When Goku went Super Saiyan, his muscles got bigger and his hair got shinier, so if I just draw him even musclier with bigger, shinier hair, it'll obviously be a major improvement, right? But there's two problems with this line of thinking. The first is that hype moments in aura are only cool when they're earned. The reason Ultra Instinct is awesome is because it's something Whis talked about 100 episodes before it first showed up in Dragon Ball Super. Or in One Piece, Silver's Rayleigh showing up and using Haki for the first time was a huge hype moment because we know how important Gold Roger was, and the only time we've seen Haki up to that point was between two titans, Shanks and Whitebeard. If you want something to be cool, you gotta earn it. And that leads me to my second problem with fan transformations. They don't mean anything. Yeah, I guess it would be conceptually kind of neat if Naruto got a Sharingan or a curse mark or something. It could let him do cool stuff, but the reason we love his Kurama Chakra mode is because that power represents his relationship with Kurama evolving. He achieved it, it's not just fake hype. Now, some of these fan transformations can be pretty cool, I won't lie, but 99% of the time they're about Dragon Ball and they're just a lazy recolor of something that already exists, probably posted onto a Mexican 14-year-old's DeviantArt. Ideally in the lowest res image you can possibly manage. We've got Super Saiyan 5, 7, 69, 420, Rainbow Ultra Instinct. There's demon forms, Christmas-colored hairdos, Super Saiyan 3 Nappa with a gigantic mustache. They've even got Baby Broly versus Watermelon Cell. Or what about the ultimate form of Vegeta? Whenever he goes underwater, his body changes to have a mysterious blue tint, and his power level increases by 1. Now that's badass. Obviously, this nonsense all reached its peak back in 2018. That was when Dragon Ball Super was at the absolute height of its popularity. The Tournament of Power was reaching its end, and entire stadiums were being rented out to air the fight between Goku and Jiren like it was the Super Bowl for weebs. And fans did what fans do, glaze their favorite characters. Gohan is going to be the one to win the tournament, guys. He's going to get a new transformation where his hair turns white. Gohan Blanco. Oh yeah? Well, I saw this one frame where his hairline is slightly receding. It's actually a hint towards his new full-power bald form, Gohan Calvo. Alright, this one was more a meme than anything else, but shit was funny as hell. And you know what's really funny? Gohan Blanco was such a popular topic amongst fans, it almost certainly ended up being the inspiration for Gohan's beast form in the superhero movie, which would seem totally ridiculous if it hadn't already happened before. After Battle of Gods released, a bunch of people speculated that Vegeta would be getting his own god powers in the next movie, but his hair would be blue to differentiate him from Goku. And what do you know, in the very next film, we got Super Saiyan Blue. You had to be around the right places on the internet back then, but this was totally a thing. We used to think Gohan would get an orange god form. Or what about Goku Black, with his pink-haired Super Saiyan Rose? This shit was posted on DeviantArt in 2009. There truly is nothing new under the sun. Well, okay, that's not fair. With Super Saiyan, you just gotta add a number or change a color. It's not rocket science to craft your new magnum opus, Super Hyper Mega Ultimate Instinct Super Saiyan 7 Shadow Goku and Knuckles 3. But Dragon Ball isn't the only series that gives the characters new forms by adding a number. When Luffy first whipped out Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd during the Enies Lobby arc of One Piece, and then later debuted Gear 4th in Dressrosa, there was a wave of inspiration that washed over the planet in real time. The Dunning-Kruger effect in action. Thousands of dumb kids all thinking to themselves at the same time, I just had a unique idea no one else has had. What if after Gear 4th, there was a Gear 5th? I'm a genius! And so, the rest of us were blessed with the fruits of their labor. Alright, I'm being a little mean there. Some of these are actually pretty cool. Spreading the hockey all over his body to make Luffy pitch black, or this one where he looks like Sun Wukong. At the very least, they're more creative than the hair recolors from Dragon Ball. But of course, now that we have Gear 5 in all its glory, the fans have already rubbed their remaining brain cells together and churned out a ton of ideas for Gear 6. Maybe Luffy becomes an outer-versal god who can stretch time and space like rubber. What's that? Luffy himself said Gear 5 was his peak? Shut up, man. We all know 5 isn't anywhere near the biggest number. What if Zoro dies and then he goes Gear Evil? I swear, Shonen fans see anything with a number and immediately start beating their chests like a gorilla and screaming, what if number bigger? I'm honestly surprised nobody saw 1 for All from My Hero Academia and tried to give Deku 2 for All. Well, I guess they kinda did that in that one movie, huh? I remember back when My Hero was still being written, the fanbase was always trying to think up new ways for the quirks to evolve and change. I remember this one incredible image. No matter how hard I look, I can't find it anywhere on the internet anymore. But it was this picture of Bakugo with gigantic roid muscles, where he mimics the strength of One for All by causing explosions inside of his body. I guess sweating internally, blasting his muscles in whatever direction they want to go. Or, you know what else? There was this one really popular one where Deku defeats All for One and manages to take his quirk. So he simultaneously has All for One and One for All. You know, like the Three Musketeers. And they always drew him with white hair because, I don't know, he's enlightened or something. At the end of the day, that is really all it boils down to. Adding numbers or changing colors. Which reminds me of something almost equally as dumb. You ever heard of lime green? Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen has a color-based quality to his Infinity Curse technique. He's got blue that sucks things up like a black hole, red which repels with incredible force, and then the super secret hidden ancient Gojo clan family technique, I'm so sorry master, I must go all out just this once, hollow purple. Now clearly, Akutami Gege was cooking here, using math and the concept of infinity, so when you combine positive and negative, you get an imaginary number, and that's purple. It's kind of a cool idea. Maybe it doesn't pan out mathematically, but whatever. But what about all of the other colors? What if Gojo unleashed a power even stronger than purple, like lime green? What number system would that represent? I have no clue. No one does. It would be frickin' wingdings for all I know. We just want to see the Chinese cartoon guy make a bigger explosion. Gojo wasn't the only one affected though. You know how many threads we started trying to imagine a domain expansion for Yuji? Or how many powers Sukuna was secretly hiding? Or if Yuta could copy everyone's power at once and unlock Reverse Black Hollow Lightning Shadow Overdrive Crimson Tiger Fist Omega Plus. Now, let's not forget Bleach, the franchise where Ichigo's entire character arc is basically just unlocking new DLC every other season. Like, this man gets a new form the way normal people get seasonal allergies. He's got Shinigami Ichigo, Bankai Ichigo, Hollow Ichigo, Vasto Lorde Ichigo, Fullbring Ichigo, and I'm pretty sure there's a version at the end where he just turns into a very sad, very shirtless fog machine, and fans looked at all that and went, not enough. So they did what every reasonable person does when faced with spiritual metaphor and inner conflict, ignored it and gave him 6 more Bankai. Or a Bankai so powerful it turns him into a god. One of the most common fan-made forms was literally just Ichigo glowing white, floating in the air surrounded by feathers and kanji symbols that mean absolutely nothing, or maybe like some completely unrelated Bible verse. And I get it, Kubo already made Ichigo a Shinigami, Quincy, Hollow, Fullbringer, Big Bang Theory fan, so what's one more transformation? But fan Ichigo forms always look like someone just fused Sephiroth, Bayonetta, and a Hot Wheels car and called it a day. He's got glowing eyes, 100 sashes, wings made with reishi particles, and an aura so big it breaks the JPEG compression. They love to name them too, like True Omega Final Form Ichigo or Bankai Transcendent Overlord Form, which I gotta admit does kind of sound like it drop a fire AMV to bring me to life. Now, I know what you're thinking, some anime have to be safe from this sort of thing, right? Like Attack on Titan. That show doesn't really do transformations in the traditional sense. They just turn into horrifying muscle monsters that scream a lot and commit war crimes in 4K. But oh no, my friend, they did not stop the fanbase from trying to squeeze out every drop of shonen juice they could. The moment people saw Titan shifters with different forms, it was over. You got regular Eren, Titan Eren, Hardening Eren, Founding Eren, Godzilla Spinal Centipede Eren, and then fans said, okay, what if he had wings and legs that were a meat tornado? No, seriously, just search fan-made Titan, and you will find dozens of designs where they're glowing red, covered in flame tattoos, or built like the Babadook. Or how about this concept for the Founding Titan from before it appeared in the manga? He's got horns, he's got wings, he's got eyes that glow like the headlights on a Cybertruck. He's basically biblical Angel Eren, be not afraid. And the worst part is, some of them kinda go hard. There's fan art of Eren merging the Attack Titan with the Founding powers to turn into this centaur-looking form. And of course, people gave Mikasa a Titan form when she has wings that mimic her scarf, because of course they do. It all just goes to show you that even in a world this grim, this hopeless, this emotionally devastating, anime fans still look at it and think, yeah, but what if he had an aura? And finally, we come to Naruto. Good golly, Naruto. The apex of every fan transformation, forum post, PowerPoint slideshow, and Facebook AMV edit. What if Naruto got the Rinnegan? What if he had the Mangekyo Sharingan? What if he had every tailed beast? What if, and hear me out, he fused with Sasuke and became one half sunshine, one half emo tears? These were real things people drew, real videos people made, they still make them, because nothing says character development like giving the main character every single power in the show, like you're raiding the clearance bin of a Spirit Halloween store. The Sharingans had to be the best part, though. As soon as it was revealed that the Mangekyo offers every person their own unique ocular jutsu, the floodgates practically spilled open. Set Defcon to 1, we just entered the dreaded territory of original characters, OCs. My Uchiha OC has eyes that manipulate gravity. Well, these Mangekyos can turn your blood into lava, and they were always such goofy shapes. Kishimoto made it a point to design all his Sharingans with some simple but elegant symmetrical patterns. Fans did no such thing. What am I even looking at here? Is that one a frickin' fractal? Because here's the thing, Naruto already had amazing transformations. Sage mode was tight, Kurama Chakra mode, very cool, Baryon mode was a literal life or death ace in the hole, and each of them had narrative weight. They weren't pulled from a hat labeled plot convenience, they meant something. That is the sauce, that's what makes them hit. But to the fan transformation crowd, no, they needed more. More eyeballs, more cloaks, more glowy stuff, more everything. So you get these monstrosities that look like someone tried to combine Madara, Kaguya, and a Hot Topic clearance rack. They put 10 Rinnegans in his back like a Stegosaurus. He's got wings, or horns, or so much chakra leaking out of him he could power a small country's electrical grid. And for what? So we can one-shot Goku in a hypothetical crossover? Well, not my version of Goku. At the end of this wild and wacky path of creating transformations inside the realms of pre-existing series, we have the obvious and terrifying next step, crossover transformations, which of course was exactly what led to my absolute favorite DeviantArt post in the history of ever being made. Ultra Goku Ultimatum of Hyperion. He's got it all. The description lays it out for us quite clearly. Gear 5, Baryon mode. Super Saiyan 20 God Supremo Evolution. He's got the Phoenix Force from Marvel Comics, the power of cosmic armor Superman, and is described as, quote, above all, outside of conceptual fictionality, the Royal Omniversal Transinfinitive. Whatever the fuck that means. I think fan transformations are a fascinating window into how much people love their favorite characters, and how much they want them to win, even if it means breaking every rule in the universe to do it. Sometimes they're hilarious, sometimes they're cursed, and sometimes they end up predicting the future. Just don't be surprised when the next Dragon Ball movie reveals Gohan Calvo. Super Saiyan Bald is real, and he's coming for you. Stay frosty.